it's working. What's the crack, YouTubers? Welcome to another surprise hobby hangout. It's myself, Skarnir, and our super special guest, the one, the only, Spud.
Yes, people.
What's the crack, Spud? How are you keeping, man?
I'm good, man. It's weird being on this side of things. It's good though. How are you? It's been a while. It's been some old school times.
I know, man. I know. We know each other from back in the day. How long do we know each other? For people who don't know, it's like what we go back to the vent days. I think back like
At least 2014. So before 2014, so I'd say 2012, 2013.
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A while ago. A lot's changed between now and then. I'm actually creating content for once and
Yeah.
painting miniatures.
Yeah, mine's definitely the second one. I'm painting miniatures now.
That's it. Well, the times we're in, you know what I mean. I think that's what a lot of folk are going for. Um,
Got 3 weeks.
yeah, that's it. Chipping away at
3 weeks
that
to do it now.
horde. We might actually see some like fully painted armies on the tabletop after our isolation from each other.
Nah.
Nah, not a chance, mate.
Nah,
Nah.
no way. Too many shiny things. Even though we can't get anything, we've still got that many projects going on at once. Not one of them's going to get done.
Yeah, this is it. Like I've been stockpiling orcs for more than a decade, so I'm grand. What about yourself?
I've got all sorts on the go. So, so painting wise, I've been doing a lot of miniatures from Foxbox because they're like one of my favourite things to paint. We
Nice.
do like little goblins, custom goblins and parts and stuff. And then today I've been painting miniatures from Drowned Earth, like so they're like dinosaur. So it's like post-apocalyptic war bands and they fight against dinosaurs. Or some of them have dinosaurs on their actual war band. So I've been painting some of those up today. Really, that's it.
Sweet. Absolutely sweet. We have an absolute torrent of people in the chat section. We've got a Meandering Shade, subscribe. Thanks for the subscribe. Whitebird Miniature, subscribe. A load of Chillen Wargamers. We even have Jeff in the house. Oh my god.
Mr. Jeff Envelope,
Engineer Jeff.
cheese and bread, going back old school.
I told you, man. They're crawling out of the woodwork now. I don't know what's going on. We have people coming out
Going,
left, right, and centre.
bringing it back.
There's an echo apparently. Is there an echo, poke cactus, or are you winding me up?
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Hans is here. Quite a few of the usual. A lot of new dudes.
Oh, there's an echo.
Is there? Hmm. Hold on. Let me see. Why is there an
Oh,
echo?
wait a minute. No. I don't know. I can't tell.
Well, I can't see. I can't hear it on my system. Is
I
there an
think,
echo? Just got off work and home. Godslayer. No
nah.
echo here. Oh, Broadsword Wargaming. What's the crack? How are things out in Mayo, boy?
Yes, fam.
Out in Mayo. Alright. So, no echo for everyone else. Only on Spud's voice. Can't hear an echo either. It's Spud's room. They're blaming you, Spud. It's all your fault.
Echo. Man, I've got like £100 mic. What's going on?
I
Is
know.
it still echoing now?
No, it's grand. I don't hear anything, so you're good with me. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's just
It's
this
like
thing over
forget
here.
the rest of them. Forget the actual viewers. I'm like, oh, it's fun for me. That's all. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
That's all that really
I'll
matters.
even go super pro. Look at this. Like I'm doing spots.
Oh god, I love it. So yeah, what's the crack? You announced the nation. You still use your own hobby hangouts
Yeah. That's
over
what
in
I was
Chillen
saying in the
Wargamers.
beginning. It's weird being on like this side
Mm.
instead of like the other way around. It's just a bit bonkers. So it's good. I've never done one before, so thanks for having us on. It's pretty sick.
I was thinking, hobby hangouts. I'm like, poor Spud's crawling the wall, so we'll see what he's up to. You know what I mean?
Big
Get him in.
time, big
Get.
time. It's been really rough. Uh, Quite an active kind of guy, like mentally and physically. So it's just been like really hard. And now, listen, I'm only allowed to exercise once a day. So that's fine. I can cope with that a bit. But then, like, no, I can't even leave my house. It's just and if I do, there might be some people that have obviously got no brain, so I
Yeah,
can't deal with those people right now.
yeah.
So I'm
We've
gonna go to the shop
some
to
of
get
them
some.
over here.
I'm gonna go to the shop today to go get some like beans and stuff for the next few weeks really. And I thought, nah, I'm just not in the mood. It's not in the net.
Can't be dealing with public at this moment now, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Not even with headphones on, I'd have seen him.
Mm. So it's a bit like, yeah, it's the same everywhere. I think at this point, it's the same over here. You know what I mean? It's like life hasn't really changed that much for me because I work nights and I have a very isolated type of job. So it's like I still go to work and I come home. It's about it. Um, Me personally, it's like I've had to cancel a lot of the social things, where it's like playing 40k or whatever, or going out and meeting with friends. But apart from that, I seem to be one of those few people who's still got a job that's tipping away. But I know it's not the case for a lot of folk. You know.
Yes, yeah, a lot of people are being locked up,
Mm.
literally. But
We'll get through it.
anyways, just need to get positive and just smash it out and all stick
Well,
together
that's
as a
yeah.
community.
For us wargamers, I'm sure I'm not the only one with a shed of shame full of miniatures that need sorting. So I think this is a prime opportunity to be getting your miniatures put together and cracking away.
Big time.
Wash your hands. Yeah, all right, lads. We'll keep the hands washed. I've never washed my hands so much. The hobbies corner was giving out. That's what it was. He said it was SPUD's room. Jeff is saying I've been in practice for self-quarantine for about 3 decades. I know. There are some funny memes going around where it's like when you realise self-quarantine is your lifestyle. It's like, that's me. I'm very sort of like cooped up, but poor Spud, the active man that he is.
Like, I don't mind it sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but it's like everything else in small doses. And I think a lot of people are it's like when it's raining. When you were a kid and you always wanted to go out. You know what I mean? You wanted to go out and play when it was raining, but when it was sunny, you were like, oh, I'll stay in and play video games or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a case of you don't have the option, so you sort of want something a bit more.
Yeah.
The usual. But yeah, we'll bounce on from that.
Big
So yeah,
time.
give people the rundown. For my subscribers who have no idea who you are, they've never met you before, give them the rundown, dude.
Wow.
Not putting you on the spot.
Yeah. So I started YouTube like a long time ago now, before YouTube was invented. And I started off just talking to my friend. Like, I obviously, when I was younger, I thought there was Warhammer and that were it. And then when I found there was other games out there, I joined a forum called The Painted Dragon when I was younger. And I used to use it on my phone because obviously I didn't have a computer or the internet at home. And then it just like started linking out to other people, and like Facebook and social media got bigger, blah 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 blah. And then I got speaking to people from America and like people from other countries, and then it just went from there really. And then I just started doing. I didn't want to. I saw that everyone else was like doing Games Workshop, and at the time, Privateer Press were huge. So like doing things in like major companies. So I wanted to like focus on the smaller guys and like try get them a little bit more exposure because they have a lot of cool models and games and stuff. So I started from there, and like I do some of the bigger companies now. So like Mantic, they're that probably the biggest company that I do like videos and stuff for. And then Chillen Wargamers as a whole, we've just like interviewed everybody from all over the community, from just like people that just do the hobby. We do YouTubers, companies, game designers, you name it, everything. It's just, and then it kind of got a bit serious this year. I mean, we did a website. We got like a host of like different people, just like YouTubers and content creators, just to do content and just put it all in one like hub. So we call it like the network, and just because a lot of like, we're not like bad mouthing anyone, but like some of the other people, they'll put a pay bracket behind it, and I can understand that if that's their full-time job, but we all have jobs anyway, and it's just like something like we enjoy doing. So hopefully like we can get really awesome content out for people that don't have to pay anything, like YouTube videos, blog posts. Got some really talented writers that do same again. Like a lot of the companies the YouTubers we've got do a lot of like look over companies that aren't massive. We have got some people that do just Games Workshop things as well, but we've got people that do stuff like that. And that's, I think I'm probably missing absolutely loads out. Like,
So you're more focused on, but you personally decided to focus more on sort of the sort of the lesser known smaller guys. Like I totally understand the sentiment you're on about. It's like when you get into the hobby, and it may not be the case for everyone, but I think mine would be similar, where it was a case of you start off in Games Workshop and you're kind of like insulated when you're only going to a Games Workshop, because all you'll talk about is Games Workshop product, because
Yeah,
clearly
yeah,
you're not going to see other product. So it's like you sort of, your eyes get opened when you realise, oh, there's other war games. You know what I mean? This, so I can, yeah, I totally get that sort of, if you show other people that there's other stuff out there, they may totally not know that it exists, and it sort of, it helps in that regard. But yeah, helping in that sentiment is I can totally understand that. Like I can imagine it. You know what I mean? That sort of the light bulb moment. What do you mean? There's other war games? Being
yeah. It's just so strange, like, but like when I first started, people used to like send me stuff. So like Hawk War Games, when they just literally just come out, like not a lot of people even knew they were. They were like, "Oh, you're a YouTuber." They're like, "Yeah, how many subscribers you got?" And I'm like, "Oh, I've got like at the time I like 300-400." And they were like, "All right, yeah, give us your address and we'll send you some things." The amount of stuff that they sent me were bananas. Um, it's like one of the questions was like, "Oh, how much do you charge?" And I was like, "Charge?" And they were like, "No." So, and we had that recently as well with another company. They contacted us and now like, "How much do you charge to do video reviews?" And we're like,
oh,
"Nothing."
so that, yeah, I get you. There's like
And I was
an
like, "What?"
underbelly to it. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
but
see.
yeah, we've never been paid, and I'd never take it really. I don't think, unless I personally wouldn't. But like, say if one of the content creators wanted to do that, that'd be totally fine. Um, under our thing, like that's up to them. But personally, I don't need money to do a video. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And I've had to tell companies sometimes that as well. Like, look, I didn't really like it because of this, 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 and this. But I
Yeah.
also liked it because of this, this, and this.
Mm.
Do you want me to put the video out or not? Um, that's probably why all my videos are pretty positive, because some people have said no.
But like, now don't review it. Don't.
Yeah,
Well, at least you're being honest, and
yeah,
you're not, you know what I mean, turning around and saying things that, you're not. What's the terminology I'm using? You're not willing to back up something that you're not happy with. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So, but I think in the long run, that's better. You're better off at that stage, because at least then people know when you like something, you genuinely like it.
yeah,
Whereas if you're, you know, if other people didn't have the same sort of standard, it'd be like, well, you're undermining yourself in the long run because people can't trust what you say. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I really like this product. People buy it, and it's like, this thing's shit, man. What were you talking
yeah,
about? Integrity. That's it, Jeff. See,
yeah, yeah.
I knew it was in there somewhere. Yeah, and
Because what I think it was Warzone Resurrection, if anyone remembered that, like back in the day, they were a big Kickstarter from, don't know if we're allowed to say it anymore, but Prodos Games.
yeah, no, no.
Uh,
My friend talks about Protos games. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, the ones that broke the internet with Alien vs Predator. But this was
yeah.
before they did that. And I remember first getting their miniatures, and I openly, honestly said, "I'm like, these are better than Games Workshop ones. I bet they're Forge World, because they were so clean and crisp, hardly any mold lines in awkward positions, anything like that." It's like, and I think so that'll be like 2014, 2015. And I think from there, that's when other companies started to like kind of not take over, but like really enhance what they could do. A lot of companies before were just metal, wasn't they? Because it was easy to do, cheaper to do. But like as times have changed, with like 3D sculpting and printers and stuff, like it's just like Atlantis miniatures. I put my hand on my heart. They're like one of the best miniatures I've ever seen. Like the detail on them is just, it's beyond incredible. Like how they get so much detail on one little model, it makes no sense in my little brain.
No, I know what you mean. Like the standard throughout the industry has improved massively, even
Yeah,
in like the last 5, 6 years. Like it used, people used to always say, "Oh, Games Workshop have the best miniatures," and I think there was a point in time, if you go back like 10 years ago or a bit more, And you know, you couldn't really disagree with that. It was like, yeah, all
Yeah,
right, fair enough. Whereas these days, no, definitely not. You know what I mean? There's a lot of variety out there.
they have got, I'm not like Games Workshop. I've got probably like
But
some really awesome models, aren't they?
they
It's
do. They
just
have some really nice sculpts. We're not saying that theirs are specifically shit. It's just that they've got competition in quality and
big
like
time.
decent sculpts these days. What?
Yeah, crazy, crazy
Jesus.
times. And I think do you remember like resin? What were it called? I can't remember what it's called. And Games Workshop brought that stuff out.
Oh, Failcast, is it?
That's it. Yeah, I had something totally different in my head. I had resin cast stuck in my head, and I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't sound right.
It's like it's in the right ballpark. We'll
Yeah,
you know.
what were it really called? Like, it would
It was
feel
called Finecast.
fine cast. That's it. That's what I mean. I couldn't actually remember the real name of it because people had slagged it off so much.
Mate, it was, yeah, that was a case of a the rage. Do you remember when that first came out? The absolute rage over it was
Uh,
hilarious.
it was terrible. Um, I I put the I don't know if it was just like the odd person. It is becoming bad, but the odd person's just getting a really bad one. But then it was really bad. I
It
remember,
was, yeah.
yeah, I remember getting some veteran sergeants like I forgot what it's called again, failcast, um, from for some Space Marine ones. I got them, took them up. I got them delivered actually. Then I'm like, these are terrible. Like literally, like it looked like the mold had slipped on one of them and stuff. And like, this is I can't justify this money for these. So I took them back to Leeds Games Workshop back in there and said, look at this. And they were like, yeah, we'll go get another box. Got another box, opened them up, and I'm like, I just want money back. So these are terrible. They were like, they can fix them with a bit of liquid green stuff. I says, I can't sculpt a bolt gun. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not sculpting people's faces. Like that's the whole point of me buying these miniatures, so I don't have to do that bit. I mean, it gave us my dollar back, and I never touched one since then.
Yeah, I totally get you. I didn't buy them because I had friends who had similar problems. Like, you know, I had my hands on the miniatures and I had a look at them. And the case you're talking about there, where it's a case of you'll have one and they'll go to replace it, and there'll be a defect on the other one that they're looking to replace you with. That's common, like especially when
Yeah,
it first came out because it just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? They were replacing metal miniatures with these resin ones, and the reasoning to the fan base was, well, it's cheaper material. But what would happen is, I think it would have been like you'd pay £10 for the metal one, and then the Finecast one would come out, and you'd be paying like 13 or £14 for the exact
yeah,
same miniature with an apparently cheaper material, and they
yeah.
rushed it out, so it was arse way. So people weren't happy campers at all, at all.
Didn't last long, did it? Really?
Nah, nah. I think it improved the quality of it over time, but in general, you know, it was it pretty much died on its arse out the gate. You know what I mean?
Big time.
Yeah. Sure. What can you do? What can you do? I managed to dodge the failcast bullet since I bought into me orcs so early on. Like all my characters were metal, but you know, you feel bad for the new guys coming up. You know what I mean?
Just imagine getting into the hobby now and your mind would just explode.
Ah, be crazy, man. Be
I don't
absolutely
know if the
crazy.
generation now is, like same as us, like the only know Games Workshop till they get a bit older. Or it has changed because it's like so big. Because you think back in our day, there were what's it called, Warhammer one, Games Day, and that were the other one I knew growing up. But obviously now there's loads.
So yeah, loads of little. I've never been to a games day. The only thing I've been to was the salute. I actually met you back in like 2016. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only sort of like wargaming focused convention I've been to was that one. That's it. Like we don't really have wargaming stuff focused over in Ireland. It's like there's some stuff going on. You can find gaming clubs and little conventions, but I've never seen like 5,000 wargamers in the one place before I went there. I was like, sweet.
yeah,
I didn't realize there was that many of us. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Did not realize at all. So
I,
ChillCon, you don't know You just don't know yet what the story is because that got postponed because of all of the shenanigans that's going on at the moment.
Nothing yet. We know it's postponed. We definitely know it's not in March. We know it's not this week. We're just waiting on we found a date, and then something else came up. So then we were like, well, we can't do it on that date because so and so or whatever our venue can't do it. So we're just waiting back for the venue. Really, like we literally got our hands tied. We can't do nothing else.
Right.
Till they get back to us, and obviously, I think with everything that's going on as well, they're not really bothered at the moment.
Right. So where's the best place for people to keep updated about ChillCon and the dates and stuff? Would that be up on
the Facebook page and the event, because we post on both. And once the official, so if you join the ChillCon Sheffield event on Facebook, once we change the date to whatever date it is, it'll send everyone a notification of when the new one is. And obviously on the Facebook page, if you on there, it might come up on your feed.
Might come up on ChillCon Sheffield. Yeah, 2020. I'll throw a link up there then. Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll find out sooner than later. But a lot of shows have done that. They've rescheduled. Some of them haven't, because obviously they're even bigger than us. Like Salute, I don't think they had a choice really, because they're humongous. Who else?
Well, there's a few different things that are going on in the wargaming industry. We are like, sometimes I think some of us forget like how small and niche and unimportant to the bigger world we are. But like, there's a lot that's shut down. So if there's any Orc players out there and you've pre-ordered for your new Gazgul coming out on Saturday, it's like Games Workshop have shut down. So we're going to have indefinite delays, but these things happen. I'm sure some people will be upset, but I'm happier personally that Games Workshop have shut shop for the sake of their staff, and the same for other companies. You know what I mean? I've been told Warlord Gaming's closed up as well, and then quite a lot of all the Games Workshop stores are closed, and a few of the independent retailers and stuff. But it needs to be done. You know what I mean? It's like we've enough toys stacked away. Most of us do. I'd say nearly all of us do.
Everyone pretty much has enough models to last us for a long time.
Exactly. If they keep us supplied with food and water, and we'd be grand. We could be painting for months, I reckon.
Easy money.
Yeah.
So as long as I get my primer sometime this week, I'm not bothered. That'll last me at least another 4 years.
That's it. We could have a paint drought soon enough. You know what I mean? It's like, you might be coming across the scenario I've never come across before. But it's like, I've actually run out of a specific paint. What's going on here? You know what I mean? Especially for me, that's very alien. You know what I mean? That whole concept.
I was spooked out. I remember I've still kept it. I don't know why there's not in it. I cut my bottle, and I was like, let's get some primer.
Just to scrape the barrel.
It's run out, guys. I might have a. You can hear that? That's what I've got left. That's not going to paint a lot.
There's a little squidge in there. A little.
Yeah.
A little dab, a little touch up.
So
you're gonna deal what folk tend to do. Do you ever see when they have the Heinz ketchup in the glass bottles?
Yeah.
And it's like it's getting to the dregs, and you store it upside down, so it's at the neck. You know what I mean? You might see what.
Put some water or some thinner.
Yeah, that might work. Flow improver or something like that. See what you can get out.
Put me on for another 2 or 3 days.
That's it.
That could be the future.
Crap cast. There's quite a lot of the fail cast. People cracking on about fine cast. Steve-O showing up, 6+ Steve-O. What's the crack?
Yes, fam.
We've Frost and Fists, Poke Cactus, Broadsaw Wargaming, Havani, Boyboard Miniatures, Jam Jar 34 with a lot of dinosaurs and a torch.
Yes, he's the Dino Master.
Sauropods. With Gale Prime.
He's the boss man of Chillen Wargame. Well, he's the lead tech.
He's I see that sneaky broken toad and Foxbox in the background. SPUD hashtag non-stop sponsoring. There you go. Sneaky plugs. Sneaky plugs.
Well, they're sponsored by Broken Sword, and
Well, there you go.
we don't get money. We just like it.
Well, that's
Same
it.
with Foxbox. Like the only thing, he sends me like the model once a month just to paint, and I paint it for free. And I say like what I was saying about the subject earlier. Some companies would definitely charge for that.
Some YouTube channels would charge for that type of thing, yeah?
Ah, big time. And to paint it and do whatever review. Not saying all would, but like Foxbox. Foxbox have got like 640 odd likes on Facebook. And I'm like, that's mental. They're absolutely awesome as well.
Yeah, Ben, I know Ben over in Foxbox, and I have a few of his bits and pieces. So, like, I have one of the engine blocks, for instance, still sitting there waiting to be used for something. So I do. I have some Foxbox pics, and I'm absolutely loving the some of the characters that that Ben's been sculpting lately. The Lou Roll one is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And if you get the chance to go over to Foxbox, I think he has a discount code going on at the moment. I shared it on the Procrastination Facebook page. I really should change the Facebook page to be the same as the YouTube channel. That would be ideal, but apparently Facebook seems to think that changing the name means I'm going to change the content. But whatever, we won't go there. We'll leave
That's
it
for
be.
another video.
That's it. Yeah, that's another video to happen. But yeah, like I like Ben's stuff. Ben's stuff's really characterful. I like it. Very
I love its
zany.
uniqueness. I love like, especially I think with the goblins, what I've liked the most is because they've been all so totally different. I've been able to give them all different coloured skin. I've been able to, obviously all green, but like different things, testing new stuff, and just being. I just love them.
You don't have to paint them all green. You could try like different color schemes. I've seen like there's a lot of variations in green in and of itself when it comes to orcs. Since that's mostly what I look at is like green skins of some form or another. Not that I've specialized or anything, but I've seen some really kick-ass skin paint jobs for like goblins and orcs where they've done like ice blues or they've done reds, sort of yellows as well. You know what I mean? You can get a lot of variation into the skin colors. So yeah, don't feel like you're tied down to just green. But I think traditionally people be like orcs green skins. You know what I mean?
I'll have to give that a bash.
Mm.
Give that a little go sometime.
Try something new. Yeah, sure, why not? But it's yeah. I think that's the fun you have with painting miniatures when it's not specifically for I'm just painting an army. You know, you can have a lot more creative freedom in that regard. Not that I'm saying you can't have freedom when it comes to painting armies, but you know what I mean. You're sort of you want to have a general theme. You know.
It's just like if you're doing historical or a lot of Games Workshop stuff, then you kind of a lot of people stick to the same themes. Just because like an ultramarine is blue, like things like that. Like you don't have to if you don't want to. You have got. I remember Elster Nation once he painted a Horace Lupercal from Forge World bright orange, and they were like, "And what? Seriously, like, what's wrong with it? It was painted like super awesome, but it was just orange. That were it.
Was it triggering people?
Oh, the triggers were real.
I can only imagine. That's not the color.
That's not the color. Why is it?
Yeah, some people take it a bit too serious in that regard. It's like it's your hobby. Have fun with it. You know what I mean? If you want them to be Powerpuff sort of pink, then paint Horace, powder pink or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some crazy shapes out there.
I know it's gas. It is. It's hilarious, but it's a lot more freeing painting different things. I think that's what got me back into the painting, because yourself, Spud. I'm notorious for having unpainted miniatures. It's sort of a running joke at this point in time. And I found what actually got me painting orcs again was trying a totally different system. So I started playing BattleTech with one of my mates, and I started painting up BattleTech miniatures, and it's just different color schemes, and you know what I mean. Do I have one of them here? They're just like little sort of. They're kind of like little Gundams, but they're not quite. It's sort of like a Western take on
Like
robots.
Steve. Okay.
Yeah. So I started painting these guys, and these are totally different to what I'm normally painting, and that just got the old creative juices flowing, and lo and behold, I started picking up orcs again, and you know, it's just I find that kind of odd. It's like the way you can keep yourself motivated, trying to trick yourself, and I can tell you, I can give people tips on how to destroy your motivation for painting miniatures. So I can tell you what to avoid. Um, but it's always funny when you sort of learn to keep yourself motivated. How do you get motivated with painting miniatures, or do you have an issue in that regard, or?
Sometimes I do. So like recently, I found it a little bit hard. But I think having a community really does help. Not just chilling, I mean, like just really cool people and just pushing you. And I think it's really difficult. So like when you've got a miniature and you start painting, I've done it multiple times. I get halfway through it and I just go, this is terrible. Let's just throw it in bin.
Yeah.
And then when you finish it, you're like, wow, that's probably one of the best things I've ever painted. It's just so weird, and you're like, all right, I like this now, so I'm going to carry on.
It's like
and I've done that multiple times.
there's like a threshold you get to with a paint job, I think. Where I can understand the mentality. Like I've literally gone through what you've described, where there's like a threshold when you're painting a miniature, and you're like, yeah, you're putting base coats on and whatever, and it'll get to a certain point. Like maybe you'll put washes on and then highlights or whatever. There'll be a specific trigger point in that paint job when it visually starts to tie together, and you're like, yeah, I can see. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And I think confidence as well. Sometimes I lack confidence. So like my Angron that I painted, it took me like well over a year to paint it because I paint some of it and then go, nah, I don't want to finish it. And I just kept on doing that over and over again. And then eventually I'm like, right, I'm not even bothered what it looks like now. I'm just going to smash it out in a night. And I did it in a Hangout live stream. And afterwards I was like, oh, that's actually quite all right. I probably painted it the wrong colour, but it looks sick. I think that it's just confidence as well. Like some people, I know I share my work about anyway, so I want it to look okay. But yeah, it's just confidence.
Yeah, confidence definitely. I think it sort of ties into, like, I'm the same with a lot of my miniatures. You're like, you're afraid to sort of mess it up, because if you think about it, like, it's not a cheap hobby. So the miniatures aren't cheap. So when you're looking at like a 60 quid miniature, it can be a bit daunting, especially if you want to do conversions for like orky conversions. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I have this battle wagon and it costs me so much, and I'm gonna take a saw blade to it. And you're like, ugh. If you don't have the confidence built up, you know what I mean? It could be the same thing where you're like, it's sort of like analysis paralysis, I think. Yeah, that would probably be the term. You're sort of overanalyzing it, overthinking it. You haven't built up the confidence in yourself, and you're afraid you'll ruin it. I think, yeah, I can empathize with that totally. I've been there myself. But for like Horus Heresy stuff, I haven't done Horus Heresy stuff, and I haven't done any historical wargaming. Like painting miniatures wise, what's it like for Horus Heresy? Is it the same where it's like each unit's supposed to be a specific different color? And
yeah, big time. I think that's even more strict than 40k, because like historic wise, it's a bit like historical wargaming because it's like written. The first 3 books were written, and then it carried on, and it's like you kind of got to fit to that because, like, with now, chapters can come from anywhere, because at Gene Seed was split and blah, 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 blah. But in them, back in day, when the Horus Heresy were around, there was none of that, really. So, yeah, you can create different characters and stuff because, obviously, they might have never been mentioned. But then, like, if you painted, like, a Horus Heresy orange, you might get a bit of jip. But yeah, I remember being in a group quite a while back, and they were like just obsessed horrifically to it, and it used to drive me insane.
God, they were.
Like proper insane. Like they'd be talking to each other about it. Like, nah, that's not to me. Like, that's the wrong shade of blue, whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is too extreme, boys.
I think they
It's
call the same thing in sort of like the scale model industry. What do they call rivet counters, that type of thing?
yeah, big time,
Mm. I didn't.
absolute big time.
I didn't realize that happened in Horus Heresy. I think it's because maybe you would assume it's a fiction that it wouldn't be as. It didn't actually happen, so.
Yeah, that's what I used to say to him. Like, look, they're 8 foot killing machines, and they've got 2 hearts and 5 lungs and 3 brains, whatever. It's not real.
It's not real, lads.
Chill out.
Hashtag triggering them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, mad. But yeah, and I don't mind painting some horror series stuff because it can be. Well, I paint everything dirty these days, just to cover all my mistakes. It's well easy.
Dirty.
Yeah,
How good washing them.
easy.
Easy.
I'm a painter. Strong tone. Boom, finished. That looks sick now.
I was literally gonna ask you what your go-to paints are.
Yeah, so army painter. Strong tone's like my finisher. Easy money. Strong tone, and then I do a lot of my own washes just by using like the acrylic paint and just saliva. To be honest, I get a lot more control on how much pigment's in it, blah blah blah, whatever. It's weird, but I could actually teach that in a tutorial, obviously, because now you need to put at least 2 to 3 milliliters of right saliva. That is a big hitter for me. P3 metallics, winner every time, smashing it. GW yellows and reds. Paint wise, I'm not saying airbrush because some airbrush colours are better from other companies, but painting yellows are really good from GW and reds. Same with greens. Greens are really good from GW. Incubi Darkness is one of my favourite colours of all times. I use that for a lot of shadows when I'm doing skin and everything, really. It's pretty sneaky. And a paint from Badger Minotaur paints called Innards, and I use that for skin. Inside eyes, like around the area of the eye, and like inside mouths. So I'll use that first, and then to do the shadow to make it a bit darker, then use Incubi Darkness. So that's like a bit my hack cheat into doing shadows. And plus the Incubi Darkness, if you thin it with enough saliva, and you're doing skin like human skin, if you put it, you can do 5 stubble really well on it.
Oh, sweet! Yeah,
that's a good. I remember. So I lost a paint. I lost one of them. My Incubi Darkness, it just went missing. I've still not found it to this day. It's just totally gone, and I've wiped my room, took it out, so it must have fallen in the bag or bin and gone whatever. Yeah, ran off. So I went into a Games Workshop to buy it, and obviously the guy tried selling me everything in store, and I'm like, nah, so I just want some Incubi Darkness. Oh, you're starting a Dark Elder? I'm like, no, I just use it for for shadow. I literally just said all that stuff, but to him, and he just went, all right. Okay. He said, it's just over here. It just confused him. I boggled his brain.
The disappointment. Are you starting a new army?
Yeah. Have you tried the new contrast paints yet? No. Oh, well, we've got them all. I'm not right bothered right now. I've got some now. I've tried them. I'm all right. They're just literally just a wash. I'm not seeing it myself, what the difference is. Just throwing that statement out there.
I've only recently got my hands on some contrast paints, and I think some of them are a bit they're a bit hit and miss, like across the range.
Yeah.
The pigmentation seems to be a lot stronger in some of the colours than in others. So in my eyes, I'm using one of them and they're saying use straight out of the bottle, and I'm thinking to myself, nah, I'd want to water this down with whatever medium you use, like a glaze medium or something like that. And then other ones, they're perfect. It's just it depends on the individual color. It's a bit mad.
Yeah. I
But
went for Guilliman flesh 'cause I thought, it might be an easy thing to do some flesh colours. A purple, a little good purple, and um, I think it says no, it doesn't say asthmatic. Why would it say that? I don't even know.
I know they're all
Thermatic blue.
aethermatic
No
blue, is
idea.
it?
But yeah, I've got that as well. I thought I'd go for a blue.
I actually had a bit of fun. I tried the which yellow is it? This bleeding. I wanted to do something weird for me Pain Boys tubes
Yeah.
for his like needles and stuff. So what I did was I painted the miniature normally, so I didn't use any contrast paints, and then I used the Yandin yellow, I think. This contrast, the Yandin yellow, and then put that over it, and it actually looks alright, funnily enough. So
Yeah, looks sick.
Using it for I mean, it's not amazing, but I think, for tabletop, it's alright. It's not bad. You know what I mean? Do the skin highlights and boosh, he's ready.
Someone in the comments just put that, the asthmatic blue that I just said. It's actually green.
Yeah. The asthmatic blue is actually green.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised. Steve-O's cracking on in the comments. What's he saying? Your hobby, your ways. Your hobby, your minis, do it your way. Screw what others think. Have fun. I think that's in relation to like Horus Heresy and the Rivet counters.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, contrasts are very impressive, just not for me. I'm stuck in my old school ways. Main reason I switched to Army Painter, they reminded me of old school GW range.
They're made by the same people, I think. Made by Coat d'Arms. They're just relabeled. They've got the same pots and everything. I think that's what the thing is.
Army Painter in the dropper bottles. You know what I've started to do? I'm looking to get more and more model colour. I really like this the Vallejo colours.
Yeah, I've got a few of those.
I need to sort of phase out Games Workshop paints because I didn't realise how expensive they'd gotten, man. They're like
they are mad out there.
They're like €3.70 a pop. What was it? I picked up 2 paints and it was like £7 something. I was like, what?
I think that's why, like with P3, they're really strong pigmented, and that's why Steve-O that said that they're very similar to Games Workshop because they're very heavy pigment. They're really good, like especially and I keep saying metallics are really good. And I've got like because obviously they're designed for War Machine. I've got like a Men Off White, and that's just it's like an off white as well, so it's not like pure white, so it's beauty. That's good. A few of the Army Painters are hit and miss. I've got browns from Army Painter, black and white from Army Painter, but I haven't really used anything else. I tried using the green ones, and it just won't feeling it.
Well, I think we're hitting on something where it's a case of people need to experiment themselves with different
big time, yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? By the sounds of it, from what you're saying, it's like, well, if you try out different painting ranges, it's like, well, I really like these colours from this painting range, so I'll use them. And then, you like your metallics from your P3s, and maybe you like your washes from your Army Painter. You could have 3, 4, 5 different painting ranges as your sort of the collection that you like to use. So I think, yeah, that's a good way to go about it. That's sort of having an open mind and experimenting and sort of trying to find out what you like, and not just take what other people say to you. I think there's a lot of that needs to happen.
Yeah, I've got GW. I've got a company that doesn't even exist anymore. I got it for free like years ago in a goodie bag called MP. I've never seen them once. So I've got them P3 Minotaur. And then I've got loads of Vallejo, but obviously they're all in like Model Air, Model Color, Game, whatever.
Game Color, yeah. There's loads of them.
And then I've got one from Basecraft. I don't know if anyone remembers Basecraft from back in the day. Secret Weapon, MiG. I think that's it. What I can see in front of me anyway, obviously I think that might be it actually. So I've got like bits of everything, really, from all over.
Nice. It's the way to go with it. You'll find it, Because I've heard the same things that you were saying. Is like people have been impressed with the coverage that the Games Workshop paints do, especially on like the likes of yellows and stuff.
Yeah,
Whereas Games Workshop whites tend to be naff, like their Corax
yeah.
white was Jesus Christ, that was terrible. But then other whites, who was it who does titanium white? Oh, I forget now. It's is it Liquitex? Oh no, it's maybe it's not.
Yeah, I've never tried those. They're supposed to be like really bang
Yeah,
on
they're
as well.
supposed to be really good. Like, and then there's people who'll use like artist supply inks and make their own washes. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of really good YouTubers as well who promote that sort of train of thought. Goobertown Hobbies is a really good one.
Yeah.
He
He's
likes
sick
to
guy.
yeah, he's really good. Brent, he likes to experiment and promote that sort of thinking as well with people to experiment with your miniatures and experiment with different sort of supplies and stuff like that. So it's good, man. I think it's a really good time to be getting into the hobby because there's so many good YouTubers out there. You know what I mean?
It's like proper ups now. Like but when I first started, obviously, it were like you had an intro, might have had a few cutscenes in it, and blah 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 blah. But like now, it's like big dog time. So like B-roll, even I've started putting B-roll in because I think it actually does make so I can watch a YouTuber on talking about I don't know skateboards or something. I'd enjoy it even though I know nothing about skateboards because of how it's shot. It's like a film.
Yeah. Production
Um,
values are crazy. Yeah.
so like watching videos like that, I was like, hang on a minute. So that's really like Luke APS, Squidmire, got quite a few big dogs out there now that are doing like B-roll and stuff like that, and I know they paid some big dollars for those cameras. Even I've got a professional camera, I just don't know how to turn it on. So I should really probably learn how to do that, especially when I've got 3 weeks to learn how to do it.
Exactly. There you go. Another target for the quarantine time off. Learn how
Yeah,
to
learn
use the
how to
camera.
use a camera.
Well, I have a camera there that my missus gave me a lend of. I don't know how long I have a lend of it for, but it's one of those. It's like, oh, this does 4K, but it took me like a half an hour to figure out how to actually record video with it. I'm like, my
Yeah,
god, you know what I
this
mean?
is the thing. So I did eventually get it turned on.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's it. Wait a minute. I don't see. I don't even know what mine's called.
Finding what model it is and then Google it, and I'm like, where's the user manual? How do you do this? You know what I mean?
I think I might have to just do that. Like, and then when they first got me, then we've got you this adapter and got you this and that. Them two obviously know loads about cameras. I thought it would just like literally click, press a button.
No.
No,
Oh,
no.
no. Me mate.
And it's like moving
Yeah.
on its own and stuff. Like, what's going on? This thing's got a mind in it. So,
Oh, definitely, man. Like one of my friends is into cameras, and I'm like, oh, can you, give me a few pointers and like how to get the best results, and it's all about apertures
uh,
and ISOs and all this. I'm like, what is this?
yeah,
It's like with 3D printers and stuff like that. So it's like a hobby all of its own. Like this whole photography and knowing cameras and
big
getting
thing, man.
yeah, whole it's mad, absolutely mad.
I went to Luke's house a bit ago, and they were talking about cameras. Him and Travis Reeves, and they were talking about it for a good 20 minutes while I was sat there, and I was like, "There's guys that were like literally listening to two Japanese people talking in front of me.
They were talking shop, were they?
They were talking shop. They were talking about 301s going with an ACDC, connecting to this to go to that. You need an adapter to put onto that to take a photograph of that to do that to ISO 3 that." And I'm like, "What? Makes no sense."
And then the lenses, man. I thought like when you
Uh,
start looking at the price of this stuff and you're thinking, I'm looking at it going, how much is a camera? Oh, it's like, oh, well, right, you might get like a decent camera body for like 600, 800 quid. And then you go on and look at the price of the lenses and you're like, oh, macro lens, that'll be how much? It's
yeah,
like, big books, big boy books. It's like,
big
my God.
like dollars. The same skateboard video. So what they were doing is they were promoting a lens on their camera. So that's what they were doing. That's how they were making their G's, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, that is so sick. Like, what the lens does, it like give you like a natural lens flare or something on it. I don't understand how it did it, but it looked awesome. And I looked at it, like £1,000. Well, dollars, like $1,200. I'm like, whoa,
Yep.
that, That's big boy. That's big boy bucks. I'll just stick to my Samsung S9 for now.
Well, this is it. Like, even I'm trying to get a decent phone. I was thinking to myself, oh, if I get a decent phone, because I have one of those, you know, the gimbals, the like DJI Osmo ones. It's like a
Yeah,
gimbal you
yeah.
put your phone in. So it's like, I have the gimbal, I have the microphone. It's just that the phone that I have is absolutely dire. It's on its last legs, like it really is. So it's like trying to save the coin up to get a decent phone. And even looking at but like if you're looking at the new flagship phones and stuff, it's like the S10, or what are they called? It's a different series now, S
Yeah, yeah. I
Plus.
looked at it not long ago because they said, "Oh, you get some headphones for 50 quid instead of 150." And I looked at them like for the contract on the phone, it was like £1,200 for 36 months. Over 36 months. So like what?
Yeah, big money as well. Especially want to just buy them straight out. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're looking at a grand plus. It's like
yeah,
ouchies, ouchies.
yeah. It's mad.
Yeah, you can go down
Mad
the rabbit hole.
things.
Mad things.
Mad things.
What are people waffling on about in the comment section?
Cheese and bread. 22 viewers.
I know, man.
Big
Madness.
dog.
20 likes. This is Spud bringing in all the folks, all the Chillen Wargamers. Man, I've never had this many likes in a long time. Jesus.
If they don't, I beat them up. But don't tell Child Protection Unit that.
Don't be saying that now. Jesus. Steve-O, S10 is really good. Not looked back since. He's rocking the S10. Nice. The S10 Plus probably, is it? Or what's the new one? They've brought out a new phone, but they've called it... Is it the S11 or more? Because I know they're still selling the S10. Because I was looking into this myself. I was thinking to myself, right, if I have a gimbal, yeah, and I get a phone and I have a decent microphone, I could do like battle reports, yeah. It's like, nah, you need a painted army first of all, mate. That ain't gonna happen. It's like, all right. It's like, right, okay, 1,000 points. We'll go 1,000 points. It works. You know what I mean? So ultimately, that's what you want to do. You want to have a bit of fun. But then I'm terrible at war games. I think if I did battle reports, I'd be one of those. No, you got this. My comment section would be, you got this here wrong. You can't do that. Be hilarious. Do you play much yourself?
I'm terrible at it as well, so don't worry.
Yeah. Do you manage to get time? Obviously when we're not locked down and in quarantine, do you get time to get games in yourself or?
Yeah, kind of. It depends, like what my group are into at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
at the moment, my group are massively into Star Wars Legion.
Oh, sweet.
So I just borrow their stuff.
Nice.
It's a good game. I really liked it actually, but I wanted droids, just so I could have General Grievous. Because I'm not. I've been getting into Star Wars a bit more recently because I've been playing Battlefront 2 because they've been playing Legion, so I know a little bit more about Star Wars. So I fit in with cool kids. But then I really wanted Grievous that raw because he looked cool.
I know what you mean. I love Grievous myself, but that's probably going back to the Clone Wars animated series. It was an absolute badass in that. I thought that was mint, but it was done by the same guy who did Samurai Jack, wasn't it?
I have no idea. I say I'm not a big Star Wars.
I wouldn't think of myself as a really big Star Wars fan either, because I know some, but then there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on. So if it's not in the movies, I don't really know what it is. I don't really have an interest in it. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of different like Mandalorian ships, and I'm like, is it in the film? I have no idea what it is. Then all these these offshoot droid ships and stuff. I'm like, I've no idea. If it's in the film, grand. Is it an AT-AT? Grand. I'll have one of them. I haven't played Legion myself, and I've totally forgotten what point I was rambling on about. But yeah, Grievous. I've always liked General Grievous. He's always been kind of cool, so I can get that sentiment.
I love. Have you seen that meme with Grievous coughing on his ship? Even Grievous can put his hand over his face when he's coughing with a ship full of robots.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Like in the film, it's
In
like,
the, I remember that scene as you were saying it to me. I'm like, oh yeah.
and it's when like before it went bonkers here.
Yeah, on the I think it's the ship's called the Hand or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, before Obi-Wan and Anakin wreck it on him. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Over Coruscant. All right, maybe I do know a bit more about Star Wars than I realize. I think it's Coruscant. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He's cracking on, and some of the stores in Stockholm said that they're gonna increase the prices for GW stuff by 15%. Oof. Why? We've absolutely mountains of Games Workshop stuff. You know what I mean?
What sort of store's going to put their prices up on it?
Well, apparently that's what you're saying in the comment section. Some people are saying in where is it in Stockholm? I suppose if Games Workshop stops producing stuff for a few months, there'll be like a shortage of some
That's
miniatures.
well
But
mean.
yeah, but like I said, knowing this hobby, knowing most wargamers, you have a surplus of miniatures. Like you have to have, unless you're only new into the hobby. At which point, just go to like eBay or go to Facebook groups. You can get stuff second hand off of people. You know what I mean?
I noticed that a lot of people that buy stuff like constantly are people that go to tournaments and there's no tournaments. So I know. So they're doing it 15% above retail or 15% like so they normally have 30% off. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the discount. I suppose. Yeah, if Games Workshop aren't. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have
So
to
if they
see.
have like say they have Games Workshop products at 25% off and they put it by 15, so that it's only 10% off. I can, that's not too bad. But if they put a 15 extra percent on top of the 100%,
Retail. Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit harsh. But it depends if they're like a very very small business, and then you can see it from their point of view why they need to do it. But if they're just being greedy, then it's just a bit rubbish.
I don't know. It's strange times. It really is strange times. Like I said, wargaming miniatures and supplies is small fries when we look at the grand scheme of things. But
Oh, big time! Like fishing alone. I used to fish when I was very small, and it was bonkers how much stuff expensive was then when I was like 13, 14. You know what I mean? They were like, I remember bloke I used to go, we had this like pearl thing that worth like 2.5 grand, and I was like, what?
it's a pull.
It's just a pole. They just catches fish. Like it was bonkers. It was good though. Like I know this is off wargaming, but like a giant pole, like in sections, right? It was really light as well. Like see how big it was. So you'd like put it all together and put your bait on end. So you'd like a little bit of thing, and then you like push it into wherever you've been putting out feeder and stuff, and then boop, fish comes on. You pull back instead of pulling up. So you pull back. So you nip the fish, and then you pulled it back, and then just take the sections off at each time as you're pulling it in. And then it was like, boom, you fish. I was like, yeah, that's why that's 2.5 grand. Cheating.
So it's like a fishing stick rather than a rod.
Yeah. A lot of this, obviously, a long time ago. A lot of places when they were doing tournaments or whatever they do for fishing, but you weren't allowed to use them. There's no real talent in. So obviously, with real fishing, you've got to like feed a certain area, and you've got to cast it in that area. Blah 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 blah. But with this, it was just like put loads of feeder in, just put it wherever you want done. See, I am fishing. I don't even eat meat or fish anymore, but I am fishing.
You know what? I've never been fishing ever. I don't know if I've talked about it on hobbies before or on YouTube, but my cousins used to go fishing. Who are they're a few years older than me, so they'd be like 3 and 5 years older than me cousins, and we used to always go to like a sort of like a holiday park, like we call them mobile homes, but they're not caravans. You know they're like ones on block. They're pretty much like apartment buildings, but they're
static caravan.
yeah, static caravans. So like Air Family, like
Annex.
yeah.
I don't know.
Me grandparents have one of them. They still have it to this day. and we used to always go down for the summers. So my cousins would go off fishing, and I was like, oh yeah, I always wanted to go fishing. But before I ever got old enough to get the chance to be like, oh yeah, I'll go fishing, I'd like to go. One of my cousins, they used to go fishing down on the harbour, because the place we went to, there was like a little village and there was a harbour and the boats would come in. And my two cousins were off fishing. And one of them, the younger of the two of them, his fishing rod got away from him and went into the harbour. Right? But he's a mad lad. Like, obviously he was a young fella at the time, so he was like, oh no, my fishing rod. So he jumped in after the fishing rod, swimming, to go get the fishing rod, right? And then he couldn't get back out with the swell or whatever. But whatever.
Yeah,
in the heel and the reel of it, he managed to get out of the harbour. But that was it. My mum was like, you're not going fishing. There's no way. So I've never been fishing. The closest I got was, there was an old fishing rod they had in the shed with a weight at the end of it, and I used to just like stand in a field and practice casting it. That's it. That's the most fishing I got me.
Standing in the field, man fishing for worms.
I'd be like, what do you? I'm not allowed to go fishing. I'm just, that's how much I wanted to fish when I was younger. I was just standing there in the field, casting this weight, and it wasn't even like a proper fishing weight. It was like it would have been like a heavy duty sort of washer. I just had tied to the end, so there wasn't even a hook. I was just like casting this reel. That was it. That was as close to fishing as I've ever gotten. It's on the bucket list. I'll get there eventually, Spud.
I was actually naturally good at it. Like, I'd never practiced, never done it in my life or anything, but I was actually naturally really good at it. My biggest downfall is when I caught a duck.
How did you manage that?
So what they do is, because obviously ducks go underwater, don't they? So I was fishing, the duck's gone underwater. I've tried pulling the rod out as fast as I can, or the reel and everything out as fast as you can, but it's nipped on, and then that it. I had to pull it in like a fish, because obviously if not, it'd either flown away with a hook in its mouth. So we had to like proper, like, it was so weird.
Oh my god!
We got this duck, holding this duck, and we're trying to take a hook out of its mouth. It was well weird, strange times. Where
that sounds
wargaming.
I can only imagine people walking past. What are you doing there, mate? Fishing for ducks. Yourself.
Man, it's on eat this.
That's it. Anything nice for the supper? Yeah,
Look, Mara, I caught a duck.
She's got the pan ready for some mackerel or something like that, or a bit of trout or something, and you walk in the door with a duck under them. Well, at least they came back with something. You know what I mean?
Still quacking.
Yeah, exactly. Still kicking off. Feathers going everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, what story time do we have going in the comment section? Steve was saying, at my gaming club years ago, a Tau player used Star Wars droid tanks, and they really looked a part of the Tau army. I suppose. Bit of crossover there. You see, he went fishing with my uncle once, caught a crab. I've gone crab fishing down in the harbour, but I don't think that counts. Because it was...
Yeah, you can catch crabs with your hands.
You could do, because it's like, we had... What did we have? We had like twine and the... What are they, like mollusks or something that stick to the harbour wall? They're sort of like conical shape. Yeah, so we used to get a stone and you'd try and knock them off really quick. Because if you tapped them, they'd sort of like suck harder to the wall. Like,
yeah,
they glue themselves. So you'd knock one of them off, you pull them out of a shell, tie them to the end of the twine, and you'd literally just chuck it into the harbour and just slowly drag it in. And it was like, yeah, catching crab was like sort of easy, but I don't know. I wouldn't have called it fishing, but apparently so. Crab fishing.
But it's closer to fishing in your field with your washer.
Yeah, exactly. It's closer to the true experience than yeah. Fishing for earthworms with a washer. Oh my god. All the horror stories are coming out now. Danny Hallis is saying, my dad accidentally killed a swan while we were fishing. My god.
Oh.
Oof. Hold on now. The things about swans. I learned something when I used to live in the UK. Doesn't the Queen own all of the swans in the UK?
Yeah, it's like an old law, yeah.
It's an old sort of oldie schooly.
Yeah, like it's one of those things when like you can get like the death penalty still for killing a swan. It's like one of them. it obviously never happened, but it's like one of those old stupid laws that we've got still.
Still knocking about.
Yes.
And then there's other weird ones as well. Isn't there like a royal sturgeon? There's a specific type of fish that if you catch it, you have to offer it to like royalty first.
Mm.
See if the
There was a
wants
guy on YouTube who did. He got like loads of like stupid English rules, and one of them were like, one of them walk around Parliament with no shoes on. You want to look that were against the law. Another one was like cleaning a rug at a specific time near Parliament at a certain Parliament area. Like cleaning your rug, you weren't allowed to do that. Walking into that place where all them people go to government. I don't know what it is.
the House of Commons, is it? Or
That's
House of...
it, yeah. It was like something like that.
Spud. Hold on. You're the Englishman, and I know the name of your government building. Like,
yeah, I am politics. It was like wearing armor into there.
Wearing out, yeah.
It was like offering a duel or something, and like really illegal. Like we were fight to the death if you got caught. And he just walked in with it. He just one of them what to do with a fish. It was something to do with a trout. And I think he was trying to give it to some thingy. He's a really funny guy. So
But all these old quirky laws that just sort of got forgotten about and didn't quite get written out over time.
Yeah, did it on. It's on Vice. The same guy made a what's this thing called? When you vote for like how great something is, you can give it like 5 or 1 stars. Travel Master. No, that's totally wrong.
TripAdvisor.
Yes, TripAdvisor. You got #1 voted London.
Oh, is this the guy with the like fake restaurant that didn't actually exist?
Yeah, man. That guy did the rules one as well, the law one. Yeah, he did that. That was sick. That documentary. I've watched like 3 times. It's so clever.
That's so funny. I've seen that program, and then he actually goes through and makes the restaurant, gets people to come in, and for this super exclusive restaurant that was pretty much just someone's back garden, and people loved it. That's the funny thing about it. People
it were 90 pence as the smart price lasagnas, with like literally a bit of parsley sprinkled on top. One of them were a cup of soup. A cup of soup in a mug. Literally no difference. And they were like, and you could hear them, like the people going, this is like the best lasagna I've ever eaten. Shut up. It's like 90p. He's chatting.
All the pretentious malark. That's
because he hired a few of his friends to like look like because obviously they were like health and safety because there were that table on top of the shed, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah,
So
you put the people. He put people on top. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't have custom.
Like customers on top of that because obviously if they fall through, I am going to get sued.
Yeah, people literally just like sitting on top of sheds and stuff. It was
brilliant. It was so good. It was there. So I was like, that is the best idea ever. Hilarious. And you could see him like generally getting into panic. He was like, I've got 150 voicemails to like try and get into this restaurant, and I just keep telling everyone no.
No, yeah, just no. Just I think he tapped into the whole, if something's exclusive, then people really want it for the sake of it being exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. He used psychology, didn't he, big time? And that's what's going on right now, isn't it? Psychology, really. Like, we're not allowed it and we want it.
Exactly. It is.
In a full circle in 1 hour.
There you go, boom. Look at that.
Yeah.
It is tying into the psychology of it. It really is. Just a reminder for people, if you are painting along with us, we do have the Discord work in progress. So if you're painting along, you can post your work in progress in the Discord link I've thrown up there. And then generally what we do on the Hobby Hangouts is we have a look at the end and see what people have been up to. I'm going
to have to shoot off soon if that's all right.
That's grand, Spud. You tell me whenever.
Yeah. So if you want to look at the little gallery.
Grand, no bother. What we'll do is if anybody wants to post their pictures in, throw them in there, and me and Spud will have a look before we head off. So we might cut this one a bit short, but that's grand. It's been hilarious. My long lost ambition to go fishing has been rekindled all of a sudden.
Yes, I want to see those photographs at the weekend of you just not stood in a field anymore.
Just in a field with a stick with a bit of twine on it, you know what I mean?
At these times, it's the only place you can go. You couldn't even go. You can't go to the city centre, can you? And just get your rod out.
Nah, mate, that's it. It's like hiding out in the countryside. Living off the land.
So funny.
Living off the land.
Feds stop you, where you going? I'm just off fishing. They go, no, I'm going fishing. For many years, I just reel off the full story in really dramatic mode. Many years I've embraced this moment to take my rod. I stood 15 years in a field fishing for worms.
I've been practicing this.
I'm not scared about whatever's going on right now. Those fish are going to be mine.
Comes in the headlines, man arrested for attempting to fish in field.
Tasered. Got tasered.
Tasered, that's it. Yep.
Brilliant.
Detained, tasered, the whole shebang. He was armed with a stick with some twine, you know. He was armed and dangerous. That was
Some weird.
funny. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, man. I've got some paintings tonight, man. I've really enjoyed it.
I was literally about to say that myself. So I've been chipping away at... I've just been doing basic bog standard coating. I've managed to... I've been chipping away on a unit of 15 looters, so I'm just doing their bases in black, so I can do them in grey a bit later. Yeah, like I said before the stream, these are the guys I primed silver in one of your charity streams back in like 2015 or something like that. So that's how long these guys have been sitting around needing a paint job. But I've been chipping away. I've been getting black on these guys' bases, and then I'll work on the grey, and you know, I'm chipping away at them, getting there slowly. What did you work on yourself? We'll see if you want to do a a close cam. It's up to you.
Really expensive camera will zoom in.
Oh.
It likes doing stuff like that. Look, it's well expensive. It hates me. It just absolutely despises me. Look at my blade. Wait, let's get really close. No.
We
Yeah!
Hey! So Spud's been chipping away
working on the skin.
Nice.
Getting
What is
in
it?
those
What range
sexy
is it?
shadows. So it is more. It's not. I didn't get paid for it really. It's these guys from Drowned Earth Miniatures.
The Bondsman, is it?
Yeah, so these are a faction. So it's the post-apocalyptic like world, and like these groups of people have to go like collect treasure and stuff like that. But then like on the planet there might be dinosaurs, and like this is only one faction. There's quite a few different factions, and like one of them's got a woman that rides a giant praying mantis.
Sweet.
The models are just ridiculous, and the proper old. We're going in a full circle again. The models are metal. The models are metal, and they come in these like come in these cool. Here's how everyone's from earlier. They come in like these cool recycle. I can't say it. I swear down. Recyclable packets as well.
Oh,
Eco-friendly, and obviously the packaging's recyclable.
So what's the game called?
It's called the Drowned Earth Miniatures game.
Right.
I think this is 30 quid for a starter, but you get all the stat cards and stuff with it as well. I think it's 30. It might be even 25.
And where would people get them if they were interested in? Say, you're supposed to be pimping it out here, Spud. Come on.
Yeah. So they can actually go on the Chillen Network website,
right,
at Chillen Wargamers Network.co.uk, and we've got a section on there called Friends of Chillen Wargamer. If you go on there, it's all the small town companies that we like work alongside, kind of, without sounding like I actually get paid to do it. So yeah, go on there. It's proper non-stop content on there. So yeah, that's best place to find it out. Yeah, no one probably can find it. You know what I'm saying? Useless. It's probably totally wrong. It's probably not called Chillen Wargamers Network. I think it's just I've got it wrong.
What's it called?
ChillenWargamers.com.
I'm here going, I can't find it on Google. What's he talking about?
Even I found it now. Look at
Uh,
that. Boom. Oh, I can't do it because I'm not an
you're not the.
admin.
Oh, all right,
Wait,
hold
wait,
on,
wait.
hold on. We'll
Put it in
throw it
the
up.
Google chat. There we go. ChillenWargamers.com, boys. And
Hey.
look at that. And then Friends of Chillen Network. And then on there, we've got the ChillCon, Atlantis Miniatures, Broken Sword, Geek Gaming, Drowned Earth, Lion Tower, Foxbox, Mantic, and our t-shirt, awesome designer, Mr. Goldfist of Justice.
Hey,
They're the
Chillen
beautiful people.
Wargamers. The pickle jar is here. Boom,
Yes,
smashing
pickle jar. What are you saying, brah?
it. What's the crack, man? Just got out of committee meeting and got in here for the end. Just about. We are gonna go look at people's images before we wrap this bad boy up, and we'll bounce over. So give it another minute or two. If you have any of your work in progress that you've been working on, post it. We'll have a look. What is the crack? E&M, you might have just sparked it for a little white lol. Gas. Dun, dun, dun. Steve, I was like, that is some slick plugs there, Spud.
Yeah, brah.
He's a pro.
I totally forgot about it. Honestly, with you that were like, oh, this is the time when you're supposed to like, it's like actually.
It's like, oh yeah. Where do you find them, Spud? Oh yeah, it's grand. 10 out of 10. 5 gold stars. Sorted. All right, we'll bounce over now. Keep posting images if you got images in the Discord. We're gonna bounce over to the Discord. We're gonna have a look at what people's work in progress was. We might have even look at the other day that we missed. If you want, we'll see what the story is, Spud. We'll see what the story is. We won't keep you tied up for too long. Right, so diddle-a-doo. Aha! Hey! Something actually worked and didn't crash on this show. What's the world coming to? So, we have Poke Cactus. Said he's getting some base coats in on his beast. He's got 2 to do. So, Poke Cactus has a plethora of paints, a bit like yourself there, Spud. He's got some army paint here and some Games Workshop paints. Bit of a mixed bag. Good man.
Nice.
And he's been painting up his battle wagon yeller. It's a filthy bad moon yellow, but fair play to you. You're getting paint on minis. Nice.
Will that be having some dirty weathering added to it?
That's it, yeah. Well, it's at the base coat stage. So once I always find yellow looks really swank with the oranges for rust. It really sort of complements it.
Big time.
You know, I've always found that, like, visually, it really lends itself well to rust and, you know, brownish washes and orange rusts and stuff. So we look forward to that one getting finished up. It's the battle wagon with the big kill cannon. I forget the exact name of it. It's from Forge World, but it's looking swank. Absolutely swank. Sweet. Well, there we go. Then we have Navani is painting some Necrons. I've no idea what these are called. Are they like immortals with some sort of swanky gun? What are you getting there, man?
See, I'm watching the stream to try to catch up.
Oh, you're trying to... yeah. My
They're
apologies.
immortals, I think.
There's a bit of...
I
I've no idea. All I know is they're tin heads. You know what I mean? And the guns look worthy for looting. That's about it. But I'm liking the... I'm liking the look, the white and the orange. It looks sweet, dude. Looks sweet. I'm looking forward to the end result. Getting there. I like the base as well. He's going for a grey. I always like a good grey. Mind you, I'm biased. I like a good city fight. How do you base yours, Spud? Your miniatures?
Oh, well. Pimpage incoming spicy. So I, believe it or not, I class it as cheating, even though it's absolutely phenomenal and groundbreaking. I use Luke APS's already made from geekgaming.co.uk, what you can also find on the Friends of the Chillen Network website. It's literally, you put PVA glue on it and you dip your model in and it's done. You don't have to faff about, and that's why I actually like it.
It's just a one shot.
And I paid for my stuff, so it wasn't like, you know, I actually generally love the stuff. It's brilliant.
Grand. So it's a product you genuinely support.
Nice. 100%, yeah, it's sick.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I use just sand, old schooly sand myself.
You can get stuff like that, but what it is with like the base ready stuff, it's just got different gradients in it, so it like gives it a bit more. So like I've got like a sand one, It's got like some bigger pebbles in there, some bigger grains, some like super thin, thin down kind of base and stuff as well. So, but yeah, that's really nice stuff.
So it's mixed. Nice. A nice mixed bag so you can get variety in the textures. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll have to look into that after the stream. We have the Pale Orc, who is painting up some orc bikers. Yeah. I like
That's not green. That's what I mean. It looks sick.
Yeah, but I like his color scheme because he's being really clever about it. He paints them sort of like a skin tone, and then does
Yeah.
the vehicles in the green so they still look orky. It's like a
Yeah, I
bit
love
of
that skin. That's sick.
it's really nice. It's a bit of a mind bender, but it works. It really does. Because you see the green first, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's not actually green, the orc himself, but they look sweet, man. They really do. Reminds me of a lot of bikers that I need to like build, assemble, and paint myself. Very nice, and the purple complements in as well. Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, they're cool. I like that.
A nice little sneaky heavy bolter thrown in there. Don't think I didn't see that. Yes, very nice.
Whoa.
Very nice. This one's got an old saw blade for an arm. Swank. Good crack. The three amigos. There you go. Good work, the Pale Orc. Nice progress. We've got Hans Gruber in the house. More clan rats. Yes, yes. He's still chipping out his Skaven. He is absolutely mad, this one. His Skaven are really nice. So he's still cracking away at the old Skaven.
Oh, Skaven, cheese and bread. Yeah, I've never painted I did goblins, but I don't think I could man out that much skin.
And the hordes, it's
Hordes of skin.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I've no idea how he manages it, but like he's absolutely cracking on, and he's done some freehand work on some of the banners as well. That's
disgusting. Why would you do that to your brain?
I don't know, but fair play to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big reps for that.
Big reps for it indeed. They are looking sweet, man. Bit of a close up here. Boom. That secret sauce, that Reichland flesh shade. It's like I see your secrets there. I like it. But the tails always look nice. That's what I always find amusing about them.
Yeah.
They're really nice. The skin tones he pulls off.
The thing is, like with hard armies like that, if they're doing them for Sigma, you can't hide anything anymore.
Oh yeah, because you're not blocked up. Yeah, I suppose. I never thought of it like that.
King's War, I can just hide all those things up.
Yeah, because I remember when I used to play Warhammer Fantasy back in the day, it'd be a case of you do the front rank really nice, and then as it, I won't really care about the back rank. They'll just have base guys. No.
I was like that. I used to do the front rank and the ones on down the side, and the rest of them I just didn't care about.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, oh, they're well thick. No, don't pick that one up in the middle. Leave that one there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not even the skin. Not even done the skin. It's just still pink. No. Leave it.
Tricks of the trade, and then we've pale green git. This one is going to be the oiler for my shock attack gun. Way. This is the who's this miniature from? I should know this. It's one of the third-party suppliers. I apologize for not remembering. It's not RTL. No, it's not RTLW, is it? I can't remember. I should know who this is. It's
Polish one.
It's a grot. Yeah. It's like it's the grot behind the TV. There's like an empty TV. It's like
the Polish company.
I think it's a Polish company. I think so. But I'm afraid now that I'll just say the wrong company and sound like an absolute pillock. It's like, you should know. Why does the Skarnir know? Reminds me of Father Ted, so it does. Do you know when he picks up the TV when it's broke?
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Father Ted? And it's
a little bit.
Yeah. How did that go shake at in the TV? It's one of those type of things. So sweet. So that's the work in progress that people are working on. I really like that actually. The red that you've got going on. It's really nice. Sweet. It looks
talent, man.
Amazing. And more pale. Oh my god! Here, the Pale Orc for my month's progress. So this is what he's been up to for the whole month. All the bikes. Bikes. Mad lad, proper mad lads.
That's dirty. That.
It is filth, absolute filth.
I've had a week. I've had like the 2 week off, and I've painted like 2 guys.
I'm the same, Spud. Takes me a year and a day, and these guys are coming in here, all guns blazing. But boom, pay more miniatures.
50 miniatures.
50 miniatures. Oh, that only took me like 2 days. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Sweet. So thanks for that, folks. Thanks for sharing that with us. I want to say thanks to Spud for coming on the stream. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and we'll get you back on again, hopefully in the not too distant future, and we'll keep an eye out for what happens with the ChillCon and everything else. You know yourself. Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Just thank you for having me on. It's been an absolute blast. It's so good, like being on the other side, really. And thanks for everyone being nice. Just make sure if any of our lot are on, make sure you do subscribe. Want to get to 1,000 subscribers for Mr. Skarnir.
So close.
So tickle it with his. It's closer to 1,000 subs that I'll ever go fishing. So
I'll rub it in, why don't you? Yeah, cheers.
And what I'll do is obviously I'll push it out as well after this show as well again to get you guys. We'll get you there because obviously it's been such a laugh, and I do hopefully one day be able to come back on because I've got like 6 months off now. So
sweet, we'll get you on again, Spud. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for everyone who's watched, liked, and subscribed, and thanks for everyone who shared their work in progress. We'll catch you in the next one. So take it easy, guys.
Bye.